What's going on, guys? It's Justin from Push and Profit. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about ticker symbol SPCE, Virgin Galactic. Right now, we're going to be talking about this from two different perspectives. One, as a perspective from an investor who's investing long term, but as well as a trader who's just simply trading off the short-term price fluctuations and making a profit. Right? So let's go ahead and look at this under a microscope. So in the last 5 days, or if we're looking at the 5-day chart, basically today SPCE took a dive. I mean, this was incredibly a steep sell-off. I mean, this is about almost 7% today alone. So hopefully you didn't get fried out there, but we're going to go ahead and talk about how this is actually opportunity. So you're going to make sure to watch this video to the end, right? Because we're going to cover a few things. Now, going back to a daily chart, looking at a overall perspective on this, there's two things that I want to highlight, right? Now, of course, the first thing I want to highlight is this area of support. So let's go ahead and draw this over here. And the reason being is that we could see that this is an area of support around here. It's been an area of support around here. It's been resistance, so on. I have a whole different video that just covers supports and resistances, and as well another video that covers trend lines. So if this is something that you're not understanding, you could definitely check out those videos. But hopefully, as I'm going through in this video, you'll kind of get a better understanding. Now, we also have a trend line that I want to draw, and this trend line is simply just going to be from here to here, right? Now, when it comes to technical analysis or trading in the market, right, based off, technical analysis, right, we draw these lines in, and something that a lot of people get confused in trading is that they think we're trying to predict the market, and in reality, we're not. Right? As a trader, your job is not to predict the market. You leave that to the people with the crystal ball. In reality, as a trader, you're just trying to profit off the price action, right? Off the fluctuation in price. And so as we see here, there's two things that we want to look at, right? I want to see if, ticker symbol SPCE bounce off this trend line. So if it starts coming up tomorrow and goes above the blue exponential moving average, then I'm buying in, right? And where I'm going to be selling is probably this area of resistance at around, $32.17, right around here. Now, another area that I want to look at is if it breaks this, trend line that I just drew, then the next area is the support line, which is around $23.48. So I want to see it touch that support and then start bouncing up. And again, as you know it, go above the blue exponential moving average before I buy in, because I don't think it's a good idea to buy in once it touches it, because you never know if a stock is going to touch your support and simply just fall down even more, right? People think that, oh, it touched support, let me go ahead and buy now. No, you don't want to do that, right? As a trader, you want to wait for confirmation that it is actually going back up so you could enter into your position for trading, right? So that's one thing. Now, if you're looking at this from a perspective of an investor, then, it must have been such a crazy year for you. I mean, if you invested earlier in the year or last year, then you're still up, right? You're still up significantly because, of course, you see that we overall are up from, the last 2 years, right? But there's been a lot of fluctuation in price going up and going down. Now, as an investor, when things are selling off, I don't want you to panic on these red days. In fact, what I want you to do, or what you should do if you're investing in this long term and you have high conviction in this, is when there are a bunch of red days, same approach as technical analysis for a trader, right? When it starts selling off and touching these areas of support, you don't want to buy in just yet, but buy in once it has that confirmation of it going up. For example, look at this area right over here. So, of course, we had Richard Brunson go, to Spce basically in the last couple of months. And then after that, we saw Virgin Galactic sell off, sell off, sell off. And this must have been very frustrating as an investor, especially if, let's say, you bought around here and it went up and then went down. So now you're down on your investment. But if you would have just waited for that area of support and confirmation above the exponential moving average, you could have bought in here and rolled the wave back up. That would have averaged your average price for this stock down, right? So it would have helped out a lot. Now we're at this area, right? So you don't want to buy in now. You want to wait and, buy the dip after confirmation. And so when that happens, it just averages your price down. And something I want to take a look at is some news articles with SPCE, Virgin Galactic, right? And so this says Virgin Galactic is still a buy despite sell-offs, right? And this came out just 4 days ago, but there's something that I want to, kind of point out to you guys in this article. Now, this article does cover a lot of information that I covered in a ton of my videos that I think it'd be kind of redundant to really go up even more. I mean, it talks about when Richard Brunson sold an additional $30 million of shares. I mean, it covers a whole 9 yards of everything that happened in Virgin Galactic. But something that I want to kind of point out in this article, which I found very interesting, is that it says space tourism is still in its nascent stages, but according to multiple outlets, it should balloon quickly. So, according to a few different outlets, they don't really specify. They're anticipating a huge rise up for stocks like Virgin Galactic, right? And it says that a report from earlier this year forecasts 15.2% compound annual growth through 2027. So if you're investing in this as a long-term, investor, you have to understand that it's not going to be a short-term game. You see, people who they enter in the stock market, they lose because they're mixing up, what they're doing for trading and investing, right? They're two separate vehicles, and your goal is to understand why you're in this stock. Is this a stock that you're trying to trade, or is this a stock that you actually believe in long-term? Right? So if this is a stock that you believe in long term, you see that they're saying that, this annual growth through 2027, which is great, right? They also say that space tourism is growing and will continue to grow. That means that investors who get in now could reap massive rewards. That's the nature of growth in stock investing. It's certainly risky, but space stock is in its prime position given that Virgin Galactic reached a fully manned flight milestone first. Right now, there's still, of course, a lot of other things that we have to talk about with Virgin Galactic, but really, this is really what I want to do. I just want to provide you guys an idea and help you guys find that idea and execute for either your trading and investing plans. Because too oftentimes I see people who they get frustrated, especially if they're investing and the stock is going down, and then they sell off, and then guess what? They come back maybe 1 year later, 2 years later, and then they see that the stock massively went up. I mean, we could look at this over time with so many different stocks. Let's look at a typical value stock like Home Depot. Let's look at the chart at Home Depot, right? Imagine someone who, they see this big sell. Again, we're looking at a yearly chart, so this is like each candle is a year, right? So imagine someone who's like, oh man, Home Depot had a really bad year, I'm going to sell. And then years later, they start seeing that Home Depot is massively up. I mean, come on, Now, again, this is kind of an unfair example because this is a value stock versus space is like a growth stock. So a growth stock example would be like AMD, right? And I don't know why I typed in AM. I meant to type in AMD. Look at this, right? Imagine someone they're getting frustrated because of the selling over here, and then eventually the stock just skyrockets, right? So as an investor, something that you can do is dollar cost average, and as the stock falls down, wait for that sign of confirmation to buy in more, and that's going to average in your price. It's the same concept as trading, but you're looking at it from a longer perspective, right? So it's really two different sides, but again, they both have kind of the overall same agenda, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about with Space Virgin Galactic. Now, also, I do want to cover that, we are at the end of August, right? And what's coming up in September? Well, Space does have that Italian space flight, or a flight with the Italian Space Force. So that could generate, some good news for Virgin Galactic. And if that news is, good, then of course, we could see another southern rise. So I'm definitely going to be paying attention, and I don't know why this did that with the trend line, but I'm definitely going to be paying attention to what's going on with Virgin Galactic over the course of September. I mean, we have a lot of interesting news coming out. With that being said, we also got to point out that the RSI is low. It looks like it's at this oversold area, which is good. That's opportunity for buying. And then the MACD signal line is curling up. So, of course, tomorrow we really got to see what ends up happening. What is going to happen with the trend, because the trend is your friend to the very end, right? I know it sounds corny, but that's really something that I really live by as far as trading. And you guys see, I show my trades often on this channel, and you guys see that I'm consistently profitable. Let's go ahead and look at today. I don't want to show you guys my password, but we'll go ahead and look at today real quick. And today, oops, you guys, $4,000. Hold on, let's go custom and let's look at today. So today I only did $200. I took a light trade with SPCE, or I'm sorry, with Space. With SPY. So many tickers that I trade, it's almost making me insane. $200 for the day. Wasn't my greatest day, but hey, as long as you make a profit, profit is profit, right? But I don't want to go off tangent and talk too much about my trade with the S&P 500. But really, I am anticipating to make some trades with Spce for the next coming month. So let me know any ideas that you have with Spce. What are you doing? Are you trading? Are you investing? What's your position? And what is your plan that you are going to execute? With that being said, guys, my name is Justin from Push and Profit, and I hope to see you guys on the next video.